Hi everyone, I am B. Shobha Rani, Faculty in Biology from Vidyashram PU College, Mysore. Dear second PUC students, I know due to this lockdown, you all are waiting for the reopening of the college and to know about your subjects, as this second PUC is a turning point in your life and you have your dreams to be fulfilled. Let me help you out in biology subject and make you understand about the subject and also learn about the strategies and techniques that you need to implement to score more in your biology subject. Before I go to this introductory session, let me stress upon a very important point, that is about your NCERT textbook. So the textbook what you are supposed to follow in your second PUC biology is NCERT textbook, that is National Council of Educational Research and Training, and you should know that this textbook, NCERT textbook, is like a Bible for you all. What I mean by Bible for you all, because if you know thoroughly about this textbook, you will be able to face any type of questions that is asked in the PU board. So dear students, make sure whenever you are learning, your NCERT textbook should be with you. In spite of any other study materials you have along with you, make sure, or it is mandatory that you should have your NCERT textbook. Now, I think all of you know your biology subject is for 100 marks and it is divided into two parts. That is, one is the theory part, the other one is the practical part, which I am going to deal in detail in today's introductory session. Theory is for 70 marks and practical is for 30 marks. Both are very important. Before I go to the practical part, let me make you understand about the theory part. What is the syllabus you have for your theory paper, right? Now, this is the syllabus what you have for your theory. Now, let us see what is there for your biology syllabus. Your biology syllabus has 5 units and 16 chapters. So don't worry, all the chapters are quite interesting and you can learn very nicely. Now moving on to the first unit called reproduction, which has 4 chapters. The first chapter is called reproduction in organism and the teaching hour is around 5 hours. And second chapter is sexual reproduction in flowering plants, which has teaching hours of 10. Then human reproduction has 9 teaching hours. Then reproductive health has 5 teaching hours. Moving on to the next unit, unit 7, called genetics and evolution. This unit deals all about genetics. What is genetics? Genetics is nothing but study about heredity and variation. So in this chapter 5 called principles of inheritance and variation, you will be studying about John Gregor Mendel and his hybridization experiments. Moving on to the 6th chapter called molecular basis of inheritance, which has teaching hours of 12, and this chapter deals with the nucleic acids DNA and RNA respectively. And 6th chapter called molecular basis of inheritance, as I said, deals with DNA and RNA in detail. Moving on to the 7th chapter called evolution, has a teaching hour of 6. And moving on to the 8th chapter called human health and disease, which has a teaching hour of 10 hours. Then 9 strategies for enhancement in food production. Due to the increasing population, so you need to meet the demands of the food, which is made possible by implementing certain strategies for the enhancement in food production. May it be animal husbandry or poultry management, dairy management, etc. All that you'll be studying in this chapter called strategies for enhancement in food production, which has a teaching hours, number of teaching hours is 9. Then the 10th chapter is called microbes in human welfare. Microbes, what are microbes? Microorganisms like viruses, bacteria, and they are also equally helpful to the human mankind in producing some useful products. All that in detail you will be studying in this chapter 10 called microbes in human welfare. Moving on to the 9th very important unit called biotechnology, where the techniques are applied to produce the products and the processes for the human welfare. So this includes the 11th chapter called biotechnology, principles and processes. Number of hours that is required to complete this chapter is 7. Then the 12th chapter called biotechnology and its applications. So all the techniques of biotechnology is applied in almost all fields of life, may it be agriculture, may it be medicine, etc. So what are the applications of biotechnology? That you will be studying in this particular chapter called biotechnology and applications, and it has a teaching hours of 5. Then moving on to the last unit called ecology, right? So this has 4 chapters again. The 13th chapter is called organism and population, where you will be studying about population. What is population? What are the population attributes? What are the population interactions like commensalism, parasitism, etc., etc. All that you will be studying in this chapter called organism and population, and the number of teaching hours is 7. Moving on to the 14th, that is ecosystem, where you will be studying about the different types of ecosystem like the pond ecosystem, right, and the ecological pyramids, etc. in this chapter called ecosystem, which has a teaching hours of 6.5. Then 15th chapter called biodiversity and conservation. As you know, biodiversity is the sum total of species richness, and it is our bound duty to conserve and preserve this beautiful biodiversity. So what are the measures taken to conserve and preserve this beautiful biodiversity? You'll be studying in this chapter called biodiversity and conservation, 3.5 hours. Then the last one, the last chapter of your syllabus called environmental issues. As you know, due to this increasing population, the natural resources are exploited and polluted. May it be pollution of air, pollution of water, pollution of soil. So what are the strategies that are implemented to overcome this pollution is a very, very important chapter, and that has a teaching hour of 7. So total teaching hours is 120. So the first chapter called reproduction in organism has a weightage of 5 marks. Then the second chapter called sexual reproduction in flowering plants has a weightage of 8 marks. Then third chapter called human reproduction has a weightage of 7 marks. Then the fourth chapter called reproductive health has a weightage of 5 marks. So total weightage for this unit called reproduction is 25 marks. It's a very big marks, children. So you should be very particular about this unit and all the 4 chapters that are included in this unit. Moving on to the 7th unit, that is genetics and evolution, which has 3 chapters. Principles of inheritance and variation has a weightage of 10 marks. Then 6th chapter called molecular basis of inheritance has a weightage of 10 marks. And the 7th chapter called evolution has a weightage of 5 marks. Again, this whole unit called genetics and evolution has a weightage of 25 marks. Again, it is a very big marks for you all. Then moving on to the 8th unit called biology in human welfare has 3 chapters, and human health and disease has a weightage of 8 marks. Strategies for enhancement in food production has 8 marks. Then microbes in human welfare has a weightage of 6 marks. So total weightage for this chapter 8 called biology in human welfare is 22. Moving on to the next unit called biotechnology, which includes 2 very important chapters. Biotechnology, principles and processes has a weightage of 6 marks. Next, 12th chapter, that is biotechnology and its application, has a weightage of 5 marks. So this unit called biotechnology has a total weightage of 11 marks. Then moving on to the last unit of your biology syllabus, which includes how many chapters? 4 chapters, that is 14, 15 and 16. So the 13th chapter called organism and population has a weightage of 6 marks. Then 14, that is ecosystem, has a weightage of 6 marks. Then the biodiversity and conservation has a weightage of 4 marks. Then the last chapter of your syllabus called environmental issues has a weightage of 6 marks. That is total weightage for this unit called ecology is 22 marks. So when you add all these marks, it comes up to 105 marks. But your paper is for 70. That means to say this, your question paper carries even the choice questions for 35 marks. moving on to your second PUC biology sample blueprint. As I have already discussed about the weightage of marks. So the first unit called reproduction and the first chapter called reproduction in organism has a weightage of 5 marks, that is 3 marks question 1, 2 marks question 1. Sexual reproduction in flowering plants has a weightage of 8 marks, that is 3 marks question 1, 5 marks question 1. Then human reproduction has a weightage of 7 marks, that is 5 marks question 1 and 1 mark question 2. Then reproductive health has a weightage of 5 marks, that is for 5 marks question it is asked. Moving on to the 7th unit called genetics and evolution, the 5th chapter called principles of inheritance and variation, which has a weightage of 10 marks. So 2 marks 1 question, 3 marks 1 question and 5 marks 1 question. Moving on to the 6th chapter called molecular basis of inheritance has a weightage of 10 marks, where the 10 marks, that is each one for 5 marks it is asked. So you have to answer 2 5 marks question from this chapter. Then the 7th chapter called evolution has a weightage of 5 marks, that is 2 marks 1 question and 3 marks 1 question. Moving on to your 8th unit called biology and human welfare has 3 chapters. That is the 8th chapter called human health and disease has a weightage of 8 marks, that is for 3 marks 1 question, 2 marks 2 question and 1 mark 1 question. Then the 9th chapter called strategies for enhancement in food production has a weightage of 8 marks. So this is how the marks go. Then microbes in human welfare has a weightage of 6 marks, that is 1 mark 1 question and 5 marks 1 question. And the 9th unit called biotechnology, as I said, it includes 2 very important chapters, that is biotechnology principles and processes has a weightage of 6 marks. So 1 mark 1 question, 2 marks 1 question, 3 marks 1 question. Hope you all are following me. Then moving on to the next 12th chapter called biotechnology and its application has a weightage of 5 marks. So the question that is asked for, it is for 5 marks question, not for 1, 2 and 3. It is asked for 5 marks question. Moving on to your last unit called ecology, which includes 4 chapters. That is the 13th chapter called organism and population has a weightage of 6 marks. That is 1 mark 1 question and 5 marks 1 question. Then ecosystem 6 marks, 3 marks 2 questions will be asked. So 2 rights means 2 questions are asked. Then biodiversity and conservation is for 4 marks. So 2 marks questions, 2 questions are asked. So 2 rights are there. Then moving on to the last chapter of your syllabus, environmental issues has a weightage of 6 marks. That is 1 mark 1 question and 5 marks 1 question. So total your paper, theory paper is for 105 marks, but it includes what? The choice questions for 35 marks, 70 plus 35. Then this is the pattern for your question paper, your biology question paper. And as you all know, theory examination is for 70 marks and practical examination is for 30 marks, which is a very big marks, children. And the total marks for your biology subject is 100 marks. Now let us see the pattern. How your question paper is for your biology paper. Your question paper, that is biology question paper, consists of 4 parts. And one thing you should remember, all the 4 parts are compulsory. You cannot skip any of the part. All the 4 parts should be attended compulsorily. Now, moving on to the 4 parts. What are the 4 parts? Part A, Part B, Part C and Part D. And Part D is again divided into 2 sections, children. Section 1 and Section 2. And you are supposed to attempt both the sections. You can't just write one section and skip the other one. You have to compulsorily, as I said in the beginning, all the 4 parts are compulsory. And the diagrams are also compulsory. Draw diagrams wherever necessary. Then unlabeled diagrams carry 0 marks. Even you might have drawn the diagram, but you might have forgot to label it. Then it is equal to 0. So unlabeled diagrams carry 0 marks. Moving on to the Part A. Part A is for 1 mark, and you have, this is very, very important, children, and it is also scoring part of your biology paper. Why? Because there is no choice and you have to attend all the 10 questions. No choice in this particular section called Part A. So it is for 10 marks, all 10 marks. Then Part B is for 2 marks, where you'll get around 8 questions, but are you supposed to write all the 8? Write any 5. Extra you can write later, but compulsorily you have to write any 5 from this part, which is for 10 marks. Then 5 into 2, 10. Then Part C, which is for 3 marks. And again here 8 questions are asked, but you are supposed to write any 5. So 5 3s are 15 marks. Moving on to Part D. As I said, Part D is again divided into 2 sections. Section 1 and Section 2, children. And Section 1 also carries 5 marks and Section 2 also carries 5 marks each. You may ask, what is so very unique about these 2 sections? But in these sections, there are chances of asking split questions for 5 marks. For example, it might be 2 plus 3 or 2 plus 2 plus 1. So split questions or only diagrams might be asked to draw and label it, right? Hope I am clear with your theory paper. As I said, your theory examination is for 3 hours 15 minutes, and the question paper pattern is like this. It contains how many parts? 4 parts. What are the 4 parts here? Part A is for 1 mark, Part B is for 2 marks, Part C is for 3 marks, and Part D, which is divided into 2 sections, Section 1 and Section 2. Section 1 is for 5 marks and Section 2 is also for 5 marks. So totally how many marks? 70 marks. If at all you have time, children, then you can go for extra questions. If not, write the correct questions what is asked properly. Then this very, very important thing to be noted, the question paper contains 37 questions, and including what? The choice questions. So this is about your theory paper. Hope I am crystal clear about your theory paper. Let me move on to your practicals. All of you know practical is also very, very important, because the maximum marks that is for the practicals is 30. It's a very big marks, and if you know the techniques of doing the experiments, definitely scoring 30 marks will not be a problem to you all, right? Now let us see what is this what is the syllabus for your practical examination. So there the theory duration was 3 hours 15 minutes. Here the duration of your practical examination is 2 hours. Now what are the guidelines, children? It is very, very important. As I said, you have to learn the strategies and techniques to score marks. You know the subject, but what are the techniques you need to apply to score good marks is very, very important. So here I am here to give you the guidelines, right? So here for practicals you have 3 parts. One is experiment, the other one is viva voce, and the third one is your practical record. First, let me go to the first part of your practical, that is experiments. Experiments are the things which you need to do it in the laboratory. You are going to do the experiment for yourself, and the experiments are from A to F. So, you will have around 6 questions for your experiments, which has how many marks? 20 marks. So, only for the experiments it is 20 marks. Then viva was a question which is asked by the external examiner as well as the internal examiner. From where do you get this viva questions? You may have a doubt. And these viva questions are given from the forum book. How many questions? 30 questions. Are they going to ask you all the 30? No. Any 4 will be asked. Randomly, not like in order. Randomly the questions will be asked by the external as well as the internal examiner. I hope you all know external examiner and internal examiner will be there for your practical examination, and invigilator for your theory paper, as you know very well. And this viva voce carries how many marks? 4 marks. Experiments how many marks? 20 marks. Viva voce how many marks? 4 marks. Practical record, very, very important, children. So when you are writing, your teachers are also going to guide you how to write the practical record. So you'll be given a laboratory manual, and you have to follow the exercises of your laboratory manual and write the same in your practical record properly after taking the guidance of your respective biology teachers. So when you complete your complete writing of your practical record and submit it during the time of practical examination, you will be awarded awarded 6 marks. Only if you write properly, you will be awarded 6 marks. So what are the 3 parts for your practical examination? One is experiments. How many questions will be? How many experiments will be there? 6. From A to F. What is the marks awarded for your experiments? 20 marks. And for Viva was say 4 marks. From where do you get this Viva questions? You must have a doubt. That is from the forum book. 30 questions are given from the forum book. And do they ask all the 30 questions? No. Only 4 questions are asked. And each one carries 1 mark. So you will be awarded how many marks? 4 marks. Then for your practical record writing and submission, you will have 6 marks. So totally, what is the weightage for your practicals? What is the marks for your practicals? 30. Right. Now let me come across the experiments. As I said, experiments carry 20 marks. So experiments are from A to F, I said. Let me move on to the experiment A. Here you can see the 4 experiments. First one is called pollen germination experiment. The example is Dathuran vincarosia. Second experiment is pollen tube growth on stigma. The example is Dathuran vincarosia. And the third experiment is TS of ovary. The example is hibiscus flower. And the fourth one is called nuclear staining experiment, where you take an onion epidermal peel. And this whole question number A carries 5 marks. Do you think all the 4 you have to do the experiment? No. Any one experiment shall be selected from the student through lottery system. So through lottery system, you will be selecting any one experiment, not all the 4. It's a luck. Whichever experiment you may get, that is your luck part, right? But what is the marks that is awarded for that one experiment what you are going to conduct for question number A? It is 5 marks. Moving on to the question number or experiment number B. Very, very, very important, children. What is this question number B all about? This is a temporary slide preparation showing different stages of mitosis in onion root tip. You might have studied in your first PUC. That is 4 stages of mitosis are prophase, metaphase, anaphase and telophase. So you are going to select any one stage. You are going to identify any one stage and report the same stage to the external examiner. So preparation of the slide is 3 marks. Identifying any one stage is 1 mark. Label diagram of the stage. Do you think all the 4 stages you have to draw the diagram? No. For example, if a student has identified anaphase, that student after reporting the same to the external examiner has to draw the diagram of the anaphase only, not metaphase. That is what I mean by label diagram of the stage identified. This is about question B. You can see how you have to, this is how the temporary slide preparation looks like this, and you have to identify the stages. So the round thing what is marked as metaphase, anaphase, definitely you are going to get any one of the stage in the slide what you have prepared. Right. Now moving on to the experiment question number C. C is divided into C1 and C2, which is for 3 marks. C1 for 1.5 marks and C2 for 1.5 marks. So here you are supposed to report the pH values. The sample is given and you are going to use the pH paper, right? You can see here in this picture. So pH paper will be given to you by the respective teacher. Then you have to do the test the pH of the soil or the sample, whatever it is given, and report the values in a tabular column. For that you will be awarded how many marks? 3 marks. Moving on to the question experiment, that is question number D. This is identification and commenting on the slides. Here you can see. So what are the slides that are given, or even a chart might be kept. So these are the slides which you need to identify and give 2 reasons for the identification. So what is the slide that is normally given in your second PUC? It is TS of testis or TS of ovary, then VS of ovule showing female gametophyte. So I hope you are clear with question number C and D. C is the pH. We have to find the pH value of the given sample, and experiment question number D is you need to identify the slide or the chart and give 2 reasons for your identification. Moving on to the experiment or question number E. Here the slides will be kept or a chart might be kept. So what you have to do, you have to identify the chart or the slide and comment on the disease causing organism. So what is the name of the organism that causes the disease? as well as the scientific name of the organism. So here we take 4 examples. One is Entamoeba histolytica. What is the disease it causes? Amoebic dysentery. Plasmodium vivax, which causes malaria. Ascaris lumbricoides, which causes ascariasis. Trichophyton rubrum, ringworm disease. So in this particular question number E, identify the chart, write the name of the organism, the scientific name and the disease it causes. Then moving on to the last question of your practical examination, question number F. As I said, the experiments are from A to F. Right. So from A to F, how many marks? What is the marks for here that is going to be carried there? That is 20 marks. And this F is either identification as well as commenting. Identify and then commenting on what? Xeric and hydric adaptation in plants or animals, showing different types of adaptations. Here you can see this is lotus, which is the scientific name is Nilambo, which is adapted to water, that is hydric adaptation. Here you can see camel and the kangaroo rat, which is adapted for xerophytic condition. So it is a xeric condition. Then fish, again it is for hydric. Then this, and one more thing will be here, you have 2 options. One is asked either for the adaptation or for the homologous and analogous organ. Anyhow, we are going to study in detail in the theory. Homologous organs are those organs which have same origin but different function. But analogous organs are those organs which have same function but different origin. So you need to identify the chart and comment on the chart identified. So this is all for your experiments. As I said, your experiments are from A to F, and what is the total mark that is awarded for your experiments? 20 marks. And for Viva was say 4 marks, and for the practical record 6 marks. So total marks that is awarded for your practical is 30. Now moving on to the question paper. As I have already discussed about the pattern of your question paper, this is how your final question paper of your PU board looks. So this is the part A. As I said, no choice in part A. It is a continuous, like you have to answer all the 10 questions. So there is no choice in this. Going to the part B. As I said, part B is for 2 marks question and part C is for 3 marks question. Hope you remember part D. As I said, it is divided into 2 sections, section 1 and section 2. Section 1 is also for 5 marks each, and you have to answer any 4. And section 2, it is also for 5 marks, where you have to answer any 3 questions. So, but one thing you should remember, children, in your theory paper, all the 4 parts are compulsory. Part A, Part B, Part C and Part D is equally important, compulsory. And this is how your model question paper for your practicals looks. So as I said, the question number A, or do you think you have to do all the 4 experiments? No, as I said, it is through lottery system. So through lots you will get any 1 experiment, and you are supposed to conduct that particular experiment and show it to the external examiner and write whatever is asked there. Then as I said, that is for 5 marks. Then question number B is, that is the temporary slide preparation of mitosis and reporting any one of the stages, is for 3 marks. Then for slide D, as I said, even question number C, it is for 3 marks. Then D is for 3 marks. Then E is for 2 marks and F is for 2 marks. Viva voce is for 4 marks and practical record is for 6 marks. So this is all about your theory and practicals. Hope I made it very clear right from the beginning that your biology paper is divided into 2 parts. That is your theory for 70 marks and the practicals for 30 marks. So children, try to follow the guidelines that is given here, and that will definitely help you out to carry more marks. So I am going to meet you all in the coming sessions. Till then, thank you.